That whole couple verses is pretty good.
Sirach 2 verse 1, my son. If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
That's a true statement. It says, prepare thy soul for temptation. Because if thou come to serve the Lord. Okay? It's talking about Yahweh Shai. If you come to serve the Lord, you have to prepare your soul for temptation. Okay? So if you see somebody in the church singing and dancing, they're not preparing for temptation. They're happy. Right. They have cookouts. They have a damn gospel, especially in the so-called black churches. How are these people in the church preparing their soul for temptation? Because it said if you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, right? So how are you preparing for temptation, singing and dancing, and having cookouts, and being in the fucking choir? You're not preparing your soul for temptation. That's why the people in the church are not men of the Lord. Your pastor, your preacher's not the man of the Lord. Okay? Because it's not important. He has a fucking $500 partner. Okay? He's getting handed stacks of bricks of money. Okay? His soul is not prepared for temptation. He's been tempted and he failed. Okay? He took the money.
Yep.
Okay? He sold out. He's a faggot. Alright? That's what your pastor is. Okay? Your pastor sold out to the government. And most of these pastors are under something called the 501c3 charter. Okay? And they're going to use Acts 13th chapter so they'll tell the ministries or the pastors flock to listen to the government. Okay? So these pastors, preachers, priests, they're not preparing the flock for temptation. They're preparing you to be put in the fucking concentration camp. That's what they're preparing you for. They're not preparing you for the end of the world, for Yahweh Shai to come back and to be delivered. They're preparing you for Yahweh Shai to come back and you be destroyed.
This is Ezekiel 22 and 26. Her priest. Yeah.
Fuck you, devil, man. All the wickedness they did when they was young, when they were old, then you supposed to have mercy on them, right?
Yeah, fuck that, right. That's right. Spare none, man. Spare none.
They're gonna die. They're gonna catch hell in the kingdom.
Will they say some shit?
They look like they're about to die.
Yeah.
They're gonna catch hell in the kingdom.
No, because you know what? They're on all the medication. That's the only thing keeping them alive.
Yeah,
medication.
Heart pacing and shit.
Yeah. All right. This is Ezekiel 22 and 26. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
Yeah, it said the priests. It's not talking about an actual priest. Talking about a leader in Israel. Okay. It said he have read it again.
Her priests have violated my law.
Violated the law, saying that Acts the 10th chapter talks about Cornelius slay and eat means you can eat anything you fucking want. It said they have violated my law. Read.
It says, and have profaned my unholy things.
Profaned his holy things, which is the law again.
Yeah, like the scriptures talk about John 3:16 applies to everybody. They have put no difference.
It said profane?
Yeah.
It said profane. Now profane means out of the temple, okay? So if you eat an unclean animal, that's out of the temple. That's against the scriptures. Okay, that's against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai hates that. So-called God, Jesus Christ, he hates that.
It says they have put no difference between the holy and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean.
Hence, they say we're under grace. So you can do anything you want. It says they put no difference between the clean and the unclean. Okay? Whereas clearly is lawful things that you can eat and lawful things you can't eat. Lawful sexual relations you can have and unlawful sexual relations you can't have. Okay? It said he put no difference between the clean and the unclean. Grace doesn't, what did Paul say in Romans 6 chapter? It says, shall we continue in sin? I believe that's 61.
Yeah.
That grace may abound?
Romans 6 and 14, I believe. Yeah.
No, you can't. Okay? Because grace doesn't give you license to sin. It gives you a time period where you can learn to be righteous, learn to keep the laws. Because like the scriptures say, if there was no law, there would be no sin. Okay? So you're sinners because of the law.
Yeah, that's right. Because by the law, you know of sin.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have one without the other. You got to have balance.
Real quick, Romans 6 and 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? The Most High forbid. Know ye not that to Salaki. Let me start up further. This is 14. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for you're not under the law, but under grace. But really, that's because we can't keep the law to the best of our we got to keep the law to the best of our ability. We can't keep the law 100%. That's the reason why the Lord set up grace. That's why the Lord said that, you know, it's going to be by our faith, man. And what's the faith? Because you can't have faith without works, right? You got to actually be doing something.
Read the first verse.
It says,